started writing this song, we had so many iterations of this song.
Yeah, there were like a ton of iterations of...
Yeah.
It was originally called There's Only Jesus.
Yes. We had several different choruses, different bridges.
Yes. I remember us being at home, and I think we'd written kind of the basis of the song. I think we wrote like the verses really quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
The verses stayed pretty solid. And I remember, even like the first verse talking about like, if you can calm the storm, walk upon the waves, how those were just, I remember those being on our hearts because of just even things we've walked through in our own life. And it's like, if this is who Jesus is and this is what he can do, then, anything is possible. So we have 2 daughters, and we decided we wanted to have a 3rd child. And when we got pregnant, everything was great. And in my 2nd trimester, without a warning, we lost that baby. And we found out afterwards that it was a little boy. Then after that, we were like, we know God's a miracle worker. We're not going to give up. And so we went for it again. And we got pregnant with twins. And they were twin boys. And I went in for an ultrasound, and kind of the same thing that happened with the first loss. Went in and found out that one of the baby's hearts was no longer beating, and that the other baby should be okay. And I was by myself at that appointment, and so I called Clay, obviously crying, and said, I fully believe that this baby is going to be resurrected and that God's going to do a miracle. And so we prayed that whole week, and I was believing when I went back the following week that there were going to be 2 heartbeats and 2 fully thriving babies. And you fasted, and we went back and we found out that the other baby's heart was no longer beating. And so we lost those twin boys. And then we decided, we're going to go for it one more time.
It just keeps going. Keeps going.
And I knew that this was what I had left to give. And so we went for it again. We got pregnant. We found out in that pregnancy that it was another little boy. Mm-hmm. And then we also lost that baby.
And the first thing that came out of my mouth, which is truly the way I feel, is, God, I trust you.
My first thought was like, why would you say that right now? Like, I almost felt mad.
Yeah.
But you kept saying it over and over and over. And you didn't say, I don't remember you saying anything else, but God, we trust you. God, we trust you. God, we trust you.
I still believe, and we still believe in a God who does miracles, who always makes a way. And so for us, it was a declaration of going, no matter what the world throws at us, we're still going to believe in a God that does the impossible.
And the power in when you're in a season where you haven't seen it, to choose to keep believing that he will do it. I think that there's even greater power in that when you choose to be that kind of person. And so we ended up doing surrogacy. Yeah. And we have a little boy who's 1 year old. And God did a miracle, and he made a way, and it was in a different way than we thought. And because it happened that way, there's so many people that came to know Jesus because of that. That would have never happened had a baby been birthed through me, but because it was done this way, there's so many miracles that God did because of doing it that way. God always makes a way.
God always makes a way.